Hey everyone, Michael here from adventuresin.CRE.com, bringing you the first of many videos in what we're calling our Contract to Close series. So in this series, we walk you through all the things that happen from the signing of a purchase and sale agreement all the way through closing. And in this video, we're going to go over the earnest money deposit, what it is and how it works. Hope you find it helpful. Alright, so what is an earnest money deposit? So the earnest money deposit is a sum of money that gets deposited by the buyer of a property into an escrow account, usually a few days after the signing of a purchase and sale agreement, otherwise known as a PSA. The money is usually a small percentage of the purchase price, and it's used as a sign really of good faith that the buyer is serious about purchasing the property. The earnest money deposit is held in an account until closing, at which point the money is then applied to the purchase price. So, for example, if we have a property that's $100 and the earnest money deposit is $10, the balance due at closing will be $90, and the money in escrow, that $10 will then be released, and that will cover the balance. So the $90 plus the $10 in escrow, the $10 of earnest money will be used together for the $100. So, is this money refundable between the contract signing and close period? So generally this is always up for negotiation, but typically the money is refundable up until a certain date. So normally when a PSA is signed, the seller will remove the property from the market and give the buyer an exclusive review period. And this is what we call the due diligence period. So during this period, the buyer's provided the time to research the property to ensure he or she is getting the property as advertised. So typically, and in this period of time, the earnest money is refundable. However, upon expiration of the due diligence period, this money then becomes what we refer to as hard or non-refundable. And it's also less common, but not unusual, for there to be a second earnest money at the end of due diligence that gets deposited. And this money is typically non-refundable because at this point, you've wrapped up due diligence and now you're moving on through the closing process. And there's really nothing left to discover. You've realized that, or you've done your homework, you've studied the property, and you've determined that it is as expected, or you've found some issues and maybe you've negotiated. And in any event, once you get past due diligence and a second earnest money deposit is required, it's usually non-refundable. So who holds and manages the earnest money deposit? So it should be held by a neutral third party, and it's usually an escrow agent. And typically, it's the title company working on the transaction, and this title company will double as the escrow agent. The agent then will only release the funds once the obligations have been met according to the PSA and upon the written instructions from the seller or the seller's attorney. So that is it. I feel like that's a high-level overview, but at the same time fairly comprehensive. So if there's any other questions, please feel free to comment in the comments section. And if you found any value to this, please subscribe. We're going to be uploading a bunch more videos in this series, again, which we're calling the Contract to Close series. So I hope this was helpful and look forward to the next video. Thanks.